Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force chapters 201 and 202. Before we get started, a little housekeeping. I'm still recovering from a cold. It's mostly gone, just in case I may be using the water bottle throughout, just to make my throat not so sore. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, we had Hibana, Kareem, and Hoyan in the basement of St. Raphael's Convent, where they encountered Sister Sumire, who was very off-putting in her creepiness. And who we found out that all the sisters were being used as experiments to find pillars, Dola bursts. We got confirmed that Iris is the 8th pillar, or very close to confirmed. Sumire did not specifically say that, but Hibana basically did. Also, they were being used for doppelganger experiments on top of that. And as the chapter ended, Sumire summoned the demons that the baby sisters became. And that's kind of how we left off chapter 200. So let's jump right on into chapter 201, Imps. On our cover pictures are just a skull, stupid skull. The fool's corpse sneers. And so we open right where we left off with the imps crawling out of the shadows. It hurts. Nah. And Sumire just kind of stares at Hibana, and Hibana's wide-eyed. What in the hell have you done? Recognize anyone? I thought, as head sister, I'd reunite you at long last. And Hoyan has gotten up after his attack at last chapter, and pops up behind Sumire, and goes to strike her in the neck, but freezes. Or no, he doesn't freeze, as blown back, his sleeve is torn to shreds. He's also cut up, and his arm is cut up too. Hoyan, get back! I tend to hurt people who sneak up on me. And Hoyan retreats back to where Kareem is. Kareem, her ability. Looks like she attacks by vibrating her body. She attacks and defends with vibrations, but how would you be able to create vibrations like that from an ignition ability? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure we'll find out. A common bodily function for a living thing. Shivering, to be precise. Okay! She has superpowered shivers. That's right in Fire Force's wheelhouse. It works. It's simply cold, and so I tremble. I'm just making that trembling stronger. Shivering is a bodily function in which your body automatically shakes when it's cold. Every muscle vibrates in little bursts, which creates heat. She uses her ability to amplify that heat and turn it into kinetic energy, creating even bigger vibrations. But the earthquake has been happening. If that's her power too, what the hell is she? It's impossible for her to shake the earth itself, ignition ability or not. Unless she's using the Dola burst. And Kareem looks at her in shock as just then, the ceiling explodes, raining down rubble on the group. But it doesn't, who pops in, what's his face? Bubblegum guy, whose name I can't quite remember. I'm sure someone knows who his name is. I don't right now. Anyway, how you doing, Captain Hibana? Good work, Kishori. Give me a hand. There's his name. Praise. And Sumire, gets her arms ready to attack. You sacrilegious little children. And is that the lady in black? Sister Sumire, still up to your old tricks? My, this is a surprise. Okay. I was not expecting to see her now. Though Sumire is 200 years old, she would be here at the time the Evangelist and the Lady in Black arrived from the Rift. I already rot away in the Qingqing Dao forest. I used the very last of my strength to come see you. 200 years old and still the worrywarts. Give it up. The human world is destined for destruction. Nothing will change. You became a pillar just as I did, 200 years ago. And ever since then... And then she fades away. The Adola link is severed. Though we do get something very interesting here, in that there seem to be more than 8 pillars then. Because we know 6, we know, Hirohashi Rame, Hameya, Sho, Shinra, Inka, and Nataku. Supposedly Iris is the 8th. And then now we have the Lady in Black and Sumire as pillars, which is 9. Though I think this line here, just as I did 200 years ago, means that they were pillars that brought on the first Great Cataclysm. But I'm not sure. That just leads to all kinds of new questions. Especially because, it implies that the woman in black was at one point on Sumire and the Evangelist's side. But now, as we saw back in China, she's protecting the world. So that all remains to be seen. Anyway, Sumire kind of looks up as the adult link fades. Kishiri comes over to the rest of the group. Come on, well, you got a chance. Thank you. And Sumire watches them leave. Struggle. Struggle all you can. Oh, and the mole is there. Whose name I've forgotten. Whatever. Goodbye, Lady in Black. It falls to me to fulfill the duty of the 7th pillar. My, what a chilly day. Flames won't be enough. Alright, so Sumire is definitely the 7th pillar then. Okay. And so anyway, our heroes have escaped, gotten away. The earthquake stopped. It doesn't appear as if she is pursuing. And Kishiri kind of smirks. And we see 2 of the imps are still watching the group. Sakura, Clematis. So spontaneous human combustion is actually caused by doppelgangers from the hell that is Adola merging with humans in our world. And the Great Cataclysm was Adola itself impeding on our entire world. Spontaneous human combustion on a worldwide scale. And Kishiri doesn't really know what's going on, but he turns back. What was that? Are you talking to us? If all the pillars should assemble with the Evangelist, a second Great Cataclysm will occur, and the world will be destroyed. We have to work together to prevent another Great Cataclysm. Now we're back in Asakusa. So I guess that ends the Raffles arc, or the Convent arc. It should have been a fatal blow. He just barely missed my vitals. I was scrapping with quite the dangerous man. We just hear that as someone who looks like Arthur is walking through the streets. And he sits down at the edge of a house. And he flashes back to Dragon. Oh. Okay. I'm supposed to be a knight. And he kind of sits there. And he holds up. I think that's a scrap of what's all that's left of Excalibur. This is supposed to be a holy blade. Some holy blade. And the Vulcan comes by and picks it up and examines it. This is what's left of Excalibur? This is fire-resistant carbon. You can buy this stuff at the hardware store. It's orichalcum. Orichalcum? Isn't that a metal from fantasy books? It's a metal of legend. A dwarven smith forged Excalibur out of orichalcum. So, where did you find this orichalcum? I found it in the caldera of the volcano Kazan. And this Kazan, where's that? And he turns back to not look at Vulcan at the hardware store. I was about to comment this was an unusually somber appearance from Arthur, but he's still the butt of every joke. Let's be real here. He's still Arthur. And Vulcan stifles a laugh. Well, as far as I can tell, this isn't real orichalcum. Shut up. What do you know? This is fire-resistant carbon. You can buy it at the hardware store. I told you to shut up! And Vulcan, picks up Arthur by the hood. What do you think you're doing, you wretch? I'm the Night King! Show some respect! Well, oh Night King, how about you and I go and find some real orichalcum? Are we getting a full-on Vulcan and Arthur arc? What? What's that supposed to mean? We're gonna find some legendary metal. And I'll forge you a real holy blade. Seize a legend with your own hand. The Night King's evolution begins. To be continued chapter 202, The Night King's Great Adventure. No chapter next week due to holidays, But we don't have to worry about that because I'm late. So let's jump right into 202. Yeah, we will talk about the two chapters as a unit once we finish. So we jump right on into 202, Night King's Great Adventure. Our picture here is a really scratchy looking hand. And two pairs of apples on the side of it, which I don't quite get. The right hand of God, which births all things. Chapter 202, The Night King's Great Adventure. Then we have this little key visual for Season 2 of the anime, announced for summer 2020. Get hyped for that. Especially because it's jumping right into Company 4, and then what's probably one of my favorite arcs in the entire series in Fifth Pillar. It's like Fifth Pillar and Sol Temple are my favorite arcs. And Nether 2, which are all getting adapted next season, more than likely. We see Fifth Pillar definitely, because it's this shot of Inca and the first 5 pillars. Anyway, one second. We open back in Asakusa, search for the legendary metal orichalcum so Excalibur can be reborn. Orichalcum? We open with you and Lisa. I've never heard of it. The legendary metal? Is something like that even real? Nope. Vulcan just sits down, cuts them short. Oh my gosh, Yusan! That's how I feel, Iris. Honestly, where the fuck has you been? I had not seen him in... has he showed up since the Vulcan arc? I don't think he has. Anyway, Vulcan called and I came running. I'm so glad to see you're doing alright. Better than I was thanks to you. They're all real chummy away. And then Iris walks away. And then you grabs Vulcan. Wait, what are we gonna do, Vulcan? Did you just run your mouth to get Arthur back on his feet or something? Cool it and listen. Arthur's self-image as a knight is the key to his strength. The stronger it is, the stronger he is. The key is making him think what we wanted to think. In other words, we're going to make our own legend. We're going to pretend we found orichalcum. When you say we, you're pulling us into your game of pretend, huh? You think we can make that work? You're dealing with Arthur. It's not going to be difficult. But if we want to trick him, the more people, the better. The battle at Fushu is a reminder that our enemies are complete monsters. So if we're going to fight them, Arthur's absolutely going to need a power-up. Sorry, I'm really feeling my closed-up sinuses, really making it hard to pronounce some of this. Anyway, that's the little tangent there. Company 8's in trouble if Arthur doesn't progress from where he is now. I get it's important, but make-believe? That's just... I know you. It's absolutely ridiculous. But when Arthur's concerned, the absurd becomes natural. So we're all gonna need to drop our IQ a little for this. Got it? Fucking, I just want to roast Arthur all week. Speaking of Arthur, where is he? And he's just sitting outside. He's outside, itching to get started. And I don't think we can keep him waiting any longer. I've already got the fake orichalcum prepped. Lisa, you, let's roll. Hold on 1 second. You said we need to drop our IQ. How far do we need to drop it exactly? And Vulcan pauses. So far down you strike orichalcum. Amen. Amen, Vulcan. You got it. Vulcan is right. And you turns to Lisa. He thinks that was a good line. Bull's just as much of an idiot. Bull's just as much. That is the after effect of the cold. Anyway, Vol's just as much an idiot as Arthur, huh? And Vulcan whistles to himself, not paying attention to them. The three of them arrive to where Arthur is. Sorry to keep you waiting, Arthur. I brought some comrades. I see. Yes, a 4-man party will make this royally easy. We need to find information about orichalcum. Yes, we must find some clue. But it's a legendary metal which no man has laid eyes on. I heard rumors of a man with information on it, actually. Eh? The owner of the pickle shop knows about it! Eh? And Arthur looks at him confused. Why a pickle shop? Hey, and Lisa pulls on Vulcan. Hey, Vul. Geez, don't be so impatient. Pickles. But look, he's doubting you. Think about it, Arthur. How does a pickle maker weigh down his pickle press? Stones. A pickle pro is a stone pro. Perfect logic. Perfect fucking logic. Vulcan's got it. I see, you're a genius, Vulcan. It's perfect. Nobody would think to look there. Alright, let's press the owner for details at once. He was just like, I had low expectations, but man, he really is an idiot. This is the place, Arthur. Pickle Pickens. And we see like a perfectly average store owner, just like minding his own business. And Arthur walks up to him. Excuse me, good sir. Where might I find some orichalcum? And you like jumps in. Hold on, Arthur. So sorry, our friend here tends to blurt out strange things. And the pickle guy just looks at him. They say the orichalcum's at the kimono dealer's shop. I see Vulcan has paid off like half the town. Eh? Good sir, you must tell me more. And the pickle owner turns back to Vulcan and turns to Arthur. They say the orichalcum's at the kimono dealer's. He just keeps repeating the same line. He's like an NPC. A pity, but it seems we'll not find anything more here. Let us follow the good sir's instruction and be on. Sounds good. And they all walk away, and Lisa turns to you. So Vol's 2 steps ahead. Arthur didn't find that unnatural? And Pickle Man like looks out after them. Company 8 is a whole gang of weirdos. Like he's going to believe this hunk of steel is a metal of legend. And it's being used as a pickling stone. What a farce. And Benny and Joker just like hanging out on a watchtower. I guess that makes sense, because Joker is like now in on this, or Company 8 is now in on Joker, excuse me. Both companies 8 and 7 are now openly in on Joker's little rebellion plot. Anyway, so the King of Destruction likes high places too, huh? Keeping an eye out for what to wreck next. You know, like an idiot. And Joker kind of laughs. I've always been lost, since the very beginning. Even now, supporting the Empire's enemies, nothing's changed. You guys did right, taking in Company 8. And Benny responds, Asakusa hasn't changed either. This country, this whole world, it's all a damn lie. All the people greater than me, more powerful than me, everything. It all makes me sick. I want to rip all of it to pieces. And Joker turns to him, pretty violent outlook, no? Yup. I've never known what the right thing to do is. All I want is to wreck anyone who gets better treatment than me, and protect anyone weaker than me. A thug like me is no leader. So whatever you do is right, and anyone you kick the shit out of is the bad guy? I don't know about you, but that sounds exactly like a king to me. Benny pauses and kind of like turns away. Conroy said the same thing. The 8th are getting ready for a fight. Don't think I have much choice but to join them. You know, we're not the only guys out there who are on the 8th side. And Benny looks at him. I'm not the only one from the Nether who doesn't like the Empire. Oh? Who else is down there? And now we cut back to our regularly scheduled nonsense. So, this is the Sorry about that. Let me get a little bit of water. Anyway, so this is the Trowel of Destiny. Thank you. And the barber knows of the orichalcum, huh? That is the scoop of destiny. The barber knows of the orichalcum. And Arthur looks at his little shovel. The pickle merchant, the kimono dealer, the greengrocer, and now it looks like the barber next. Onward. And you and Lisa just kind of like look at him. And Lisa turns to Vulcan. Think you set up enough steps on this goose chase? The people in Asakusa are great about playing along, so everyone's been real cooperative. And Arthur turns back to them. Hey, what are you laying about for? Onward, let's go! And Lisa turns back to Vulcan. Did you sure to give this adventure an ending? Where did you decide to hide the orichalcum? Relax, this story is a twist ending. And Arthur comes to a tree in a forest somewhere. And not in a forest, like a garden. In a garden somewhere. This must be Yggdrasil, the world tree. They say there is a hint to the resting place of the orichalcum beneath its roots. They say I must take the trowel of destiny in hand. And Yu turns to him. Looks like you already have a trowel in your hand, though. It appeared there, spontaneously. And he starts digging. And after a little while, Yu asks him, is there anything there? And there's this envelope that Arthur pulls a piece of paper out of. It's a piece of paper. And he reads it. They say it's darkest beneath the lighthouse. Sometimes the answer was right under your nose. The orichalcum to the first shop you stopped by. And Lisa turns back to Vulcan. You put more effort into this than I thought. I figured unraveling the answer on his own would give him more of a sense of accomplishment. I get it, so it's with the pickle merchant. The legend ends where it begins. Not very original, but Arthur seems to be having fun. It's darkest beneath the lighthouse. Of course, the orichalcum was there the whole time. He is definitely about to get it wrong. It's darkest beneath the lighthouse. In other words, the orichalcum is somewhere dark. The nether, in short. There we go. That's my son. That is my son. We love you, Arthur. You're doing great, honey. We love you. Everyone looks at him. Huh? No. Look at the note again. Read it. It says shop right there. Of course. A medal of legend that no man has ever seen would be in the nether. And Arthur, goes into his own little, dreamscape. He is not listening anymore. Vulcan, what do we do? His delusion is going too far. You made it too hard. How is he supposed to figure that out? I'd love that no one has any faith in Arthur whatsoever. Onwards, men. To the nether. Wait! It's pointless trying to predict his actions. The Night King's adventure continues with a campaign into the nether. Will he find the orichalcum? To be continued chapter 203, A Discovery. Alright, so these two chapters as a unit are absolutely bonkers. Honestly, even just looking at 201 on its own is kind of bonkers. Because first, we have the ending of the Hibana Arc. That really doesn't have much of an ending, as Kishiri basically blows up the ceiling and lets the gang escape. But we also find out that Sumire is the seventh pillar, but it seems to be more of a, default thing. She had another pillar planned. She says here on page 11, it falls to me to fulfill the duty of the seventh pillar. Which implies that, that wasn't the plan, I guess. Also, the mole was back. And the lady in black was also back. But that was more of an Adola link than it was, the mole who was there. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's very specifically shown to us. Which means that must mean something, right? Maybe he's the reason the lady in black can Adola link with Sumire in the first place, maybe? I'm not sure. But beyond that, this arc as a whole has basically just been, getting a grip on just exactly what is going to happen, which we kind of already sort of knew, but also letting Hibana deal with the after effects of her childhood, her past, and setting up Iris as the eighth pillar, and as a doppelganger, which is very curious. Also, we do see this little bit that it seems to imply that Sakura and Clematis are out there with her. But I don't, or maybe that's just her thinking about the imps. I think that's more likely what it is. But after that, we have a chapter and a half and counting of just a whole lot of silliness. As Vulcan decides to help Arthur break out of his slump after being beaten by Dragon, by getting him some real orichalcum that is, steal at the pickle shop. If only Arthur was smart enough to figure that part out. But he's not, so he's dragging them into the nether. Which I'm imagining is also going to tie into this thing that Joker says midway through the chapter. I'm not the only one from the nether who doesn't like the Empire. So we'll see about that next week. For now, Arthur and Team Vulcan are going on some more silliness in really incredibly disparate two chapters. But they were a lot of fun. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!